Hey, what's up? Coach Kyle here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for future content notifications. Look back at old videos. There's a bunch of them. If you find the topic especially helpful or interesting, please share it. And if you're interested in working with me as a coach, let me know, get in touch, and we'll chat. The topic for today is ankle strength. And there was a recent article in Outside Magazine from Alex Hutchinson talking about ankle strength, specifically looking at a study. And what the researchers did was they had a number of participants perform a 10K treadmill run at close to their PR type pace. It wasn't quite best effort, but it was a hard run. And throughout the distance, throughout the time, the researchers looked at economy, how much work the parts of the body were putting out. And what they found, let me see, the key finding was that, not surprisingly, as the run progressed, the runners did less work and the runners did less and less work with their ankles and more work with their knees and hips. Here's how the work done by each joint changed throughout the run. So what they found was that as fatigue in the lower legs set in, up top, upstream, you had to make up for it, to compensate by doing more work, knees up, to kind of keep up the pace. And unfortunately, as the distance progressed, the runners were less economical, so they had to work harder to put out the same power. That's fatigue right there. So the obvious question is here, can you stop the decline in ankle work? Can you preserve that? And obviously, and not surprisingly, again, what they found was that the faster the runners, the less decline in economy over the duration of the 10K. So more fit runners were able to sustain the economy better than less fit runners. Not surprising. So in order to improve running economy, the researchers suggest in their conclusion, long distance runners may benefit from an exercise induced enhancement of ankle plantar flexion. That's basically when you stand on your tippy toes, you're plantar flexing your foot. Plantar flexion muscle tendon unit capacities. So Alex got in touch with Maximilian Sana to ask what that might mean in practice. And he directed Alex to an earlier study that outlined a training program for ankle strength and tendon stiffness. That particular program involved doing 5 sets of 4 ankle contractions, 3 seconds on, 3 seconds off, 4 times a week. These contractions were performed isometrically, meaning the foot didn't move. It was pressing against an immovable resistance, like when you push against a wall. That's isometric because you're not moving anything. It exercises roughly the same muscles as a calf raise, but stresses the muscles and tendons in a slightly different way. All this may sound a bit random, suggesting that the secret to running fast is strong calves, but it's not totally out of the blue. A few years ago, and he's talking about another study here, other researchers published some data comparing how hard the knees and ankles work during running, and they compared those forces to the maximal forces produced during all-out hopping. While running, both knees and ankles generated a little less than 10 body weights of force. For the knees, that was much lower than the 14 body weights they produced while hopping. The ankles, in contrast, could only generate 10 body weights even while hopping. They were already nearly maxed out while running. So the findings that ankles have to work relatively harder than the knees during running helps to explain some earlier results from the Finnish group. They compared the gaits of 3 groups of runners with average ages of 26, 61, 78. All the groups produced similar power from the knees and hips, but the power produced from the ankles declined steadily with increasing age. The ankles, with relatively small muscles forced to work near their maximum capacity, are the weakest link. So while so many injuries may be linked to hip glute weakness, running economy may be more connected to ankle lower leg fitness specifically preserving the stamina, preventing your lower leg tendons, muscles from expiring during exhaustive running. So researchers noted that exercises like calf raises and ankle presses are helpful. They also noted that dynamic exercises like ankle hopping are good for neuromuscular recruitment. Isometric exercises like above, but in general, and this mirrors what I do with my athletes, mirrors what they talk about in this article and the studies, and it's doing lower leg, foot, and ankle routines. So I have my running clients habitually perform strides. Strides are 30-second accelerations, short hill reps at a maximum effort. So these strides and short hill reps, short like 10 to 30 seconds, highly intensive. They're good lower leg strengthening exercises. They're running, but it's almost more of a lower leg exercise than a running exercise. Of course, strides and hill accelerations recruit a lot of muscle fibers, so there's a lot of mind to muscle work going on, but they also improve just the ankle, the calf, the plantar strength. So doing those is helpful. Have fitness routines, general strength and mobility, plyometric routines that have hopping involved. Also, things you can do are, towel pickups with your toes, stuff like that. So all of that improves the strength, the stamina of, your body from the knee down. And as these studies and the article suggests, preserving that stamina, from the knee down can be very helpful in preserving your entire body stamina throughout any distance of run. So I have a lot of my athletes do this. You can go to kylekranz.com/GSM to see a bunch of routines. If you have any questions, comments, drop them below. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.